Hell yeah. Sweet. Finally got a live going. Got no views. Make sure this is working. Alright. Well, at least I got it freaking figured out now. A nightmare. Let's see here. And come on. Oh, Peyton, shut up. I'm gonna have to go close the damn door. View channel. Oh yeah. I have to go close the damn door. Cool. Working, finally. X-Max. Start getting this crap torn apart. How much crap I gotta take apart to even get to this. Nope. Bunch of nonsense. Come on. There we go. So, I've done real damage to the X-Max. So the rear end's getting a bunch of new parts. Now the awesome thing is getting an X-Max for $200. The downside is all of the parts that have already been beat to hell that need to get replaced. I took this thing with me on vacation, and I'm pretty sure the parts were already damaged before I went. And the first time I took it out, I got to make one YouTube short and grenaded. Oh, that sounds terrible. So replacing all the spider gears, new cups for the rear, and an aluminum diff casing for it. Sad part is I'd already spent a ton of money putting these GPM gears in it and got super excited by the durability of all the new gears and then cooked the internals. So, like, immediately. And the really sad part is the smallest part in this entire truck kept me from running it. Like, literally the smallest piece of metal in this whole machine made it a giant paperweight. Come on. Those are really long screws for the rear end. So, got a ton of RCs here that all need something, but this is the one that made me the saddest. See if I can get these little guys out of here. Yep. So this little section, that little bar is in one piece, and it's got a little notch. Let's see. Freaking gear oil everywhere. So this little pin has a little notch in it, and there's two of those, and those little pins with the little notches kind of set like this so they can X over and rotate with those spider gears, and this one snapped in half right where they meet. And I think I might have fractured it before I ever left for vacation. And then immediately at Buc-ee's, hit the throttle, did a few wheelies, and then it no go no more. And it snapped right at, I know it's kind of, I wish I could zoom in, but. So yeah, my awesome, very expensive truck turned into a front wheel drive, but because there was no resistance on the rear, it would barely move, and it sounded god awful the entire time. So gotta replace all the fun bits. Come on. And I figured since I'm tearing in the rear end, tearing up the rear end, I'd replace these old worn out cups. I don't know if you can see how ballooned out they are. They're wobbled out from all the torque. So, got my this oil everywhere. So I got myself some new drive cups. And these are much heavier duty. Make sure they work. So instead of the little dog bones on the rear end of this going in and then kind of just having their little pins rest sideways through there, these new heavy boys don't have push-throughs. They got little recesses in there. Oh yeah, that's a lot of crap up here. This is the problem with having a really big truck. It's harder to see everything. Move all this out the way. So these dog bones, that's the new fancy, the new tasty. Goes on. But the old ones slipped in and they had these pins. So the new guys are going to work way better. Way more better. And far more durable. And push that guy out. And replace this plastic. With the aluminium. Screws. Wish it came with a new gasket. That'd be sweet. Alas, no news gasket. But all my other gears are in really good shape, which is nice. My bearings are all fairly new. Most of the bearings I've replaced in this truck right after getting it. Come on. I can't open the bag. So I got paper towels and rags everywhere. For just this occasion. Come on. Oh, well, don't need those yet. So then my new cups. Oops. And there you are. Sounds like my shepherd is up walking around the house. There we go. Yeah. Colorado was a lot of fun. How you doing? Oh, look at you, number 1. You're the very first. Very first commenter on my very first live. Why are you going by Luke? Well, look at that. You got your crown. Yeah, Colorado was fun. I broke the X-Max the very first time I took it out. So it's got a bunch of new parts. And hopefully it fixes all of my problems. If you look, I don't know if you were in here when I was showing these off, but the new, some going aluminum rear diff casing, have been for years. All right, I like it, Luke. Well, Luke, I am your father. New cups for the rear end. Hello. New cups for the rear end, so everything should be a lot stronger. And then all new internals for the rear diff because I grenaded those like immediately. I don't know if you saw the short that I made at Buc-ee's, but I did like 2 or 3 little wheelies, and then it started sounding like expensive problems started happening. And unfortunately, none of this was expensive at all, but it kept me from being able to drive the X-Max at all for the rest of the vacation. So I used the Creighton for the rest of my playtime in Colorado. But yeah, it was fun. Got you some stuff. So when you come back over to hang out, got you some fun souvenirs from Colorado and from the rest of the adventure. And if you're still on here watching, there's a lot more autographs on the flags, along with a signed Obi banner. And this banner is it's wider than you can see off the end of the camera. But yeah, it was fun. Got more rocks from Uncle Steve's house. Yeah, there's like I don't know, close to 40 autographs now on each of these flags. And I mean that flag keeps going, so you can't see all of them, and I've got oil, otherwise I'd show off more. But yeah, there's 5. I think 5 World's Strongest Man like winners on each flag now. And then I got another hat signed by a crap ton of people. How's my audio? Is it good? Took about an hour to figure out how to set up live stream. Where's my other cup? Sweet. There we go. Another new cup. And then I gotta fix the Max also, because that's got a broken bulkhead from Father's Day when my friends played with it, and they're not good at RCs. So got the Max over here on the ground, the X Max on the table. I've got the No J Simpson over here. That's got some broken parts because my wife grenaded some parts on one of our times of playing. What's up, Whiskers? How you doing? Staying out of trouble? There must be a delay from what I'm doing to the... A little loose. All right. Well, now that I've got live figured out, next time you come over, we can do a live. If I get this set just right. That's too tight. There we go. Let's see if I can figure out how to get all this new stuff in here. Yeah, literally the smallest parts of this truck are keeping it from running. So that's half of one of these little pins in the rear diff that is keeping this 30-pound truck from running. So these are different. Not entirely sure how to put all these upgraded parts in here. Which orientation? Ahem. So these guys did not come with new. Huh. So all the new screws. Stuff floating around now. I thought it came with new internals as well. I guess not. So I'm not entirely sure how those are supposed to go. So one set. All right, bud. I love you too. Enjoy your evening. Have a good weekend. Come on. All right. Just one half of it in. these tiny pieces. That's facing down. Come on. There we go. Oh, everything's sitting there nice. Come on. Everything's... Sounds like it's dinner time for the mutts. It's the only time they really bark like that. Alright, gasket on, internals in. Running nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. Now I gotta fill her up. Alright, so there's a cup. There's a cup, there's a diff. I wonder. This came with spacers. Come on, separate. Holy smokes. It is difficult. All these little bitty pieces. There we go. Oh, all right. Cool. There we go. Now, diff lube. Yet another thing I'm not going to be able to open. Come on. Let's see. So I'm going with a 50,000 weight for the rear diff. And at some point I'll do all this to the front, because if the rear died, the front's definitely going to wind up dying on me. I had 30,000 in this before. This stuff is so thick. Blah, bloop. Alrighty. Oh, pushed back down there. Alright. Yep, that's going to need more. Get some on there. Help the gasket out. There we go. little bitty pin. It's the only thing that kept me from running. Most unfortunate. But at least it was simple and inexpensive, because getting it, like I said at the beginning of this, getting a $200 X-Max is awesome. And so far it hasn't cost me much to like work on and fix up. But when it's broken and I can't play with it, I'm very sad. Because this is one of those this is the dream RC for me. And having one is awesome. But not being able to use it really sucks. Let's see. Get these guys started here. Alright, let me see. Do I have... parts. Okay, guess not. This should be a much tougher truck now. Which will be exciting, because I've still yet to be able to run from one problem or another. Not being able to run for more than about an hour the couple of times I've taken this truck out, because something gives up on me. Let's see. Toyed like a toyga. If I should be able to move that by hand or not. I would imagine it shouldn't be quite this bad. Wonder if I need to put a spacer in it somewhere, because everything's just a little too tight. Dang, come on. There we go. It's a little, they're a little better. Guess I'll have to do a drive test and see how she works out now. I'm a big fan of these GPM gears. That had an immediate effect, but I think that might be what pointed out my weak spots in this truck. That's for the cups. I've got these guys, backups, backup diff housing, X-Max. Alrighty. Let's see. Still 104 outside. Freaking Tucson, man. That's a lower, that's a lower. There we go. This guy back out. Oh, good Lord willing, this will be fixed now. At least for now, till I point out the next weak point in the truck. And until I know that everything is relatively bulletproof, I'm only running it on 6S. Because if the one and only time I run this truck on 8S, I grenaded both rear tires, which is why it's got new tires on it already. I was going to wait. It's going to deal with the power plant before all the entire powertrain, make sure everything was up to snuff, but can't exactly test drive anything when you got no tires. Alright. So we got the new body, all 4 new tires. Running the GPM spline gears, I think they're the helical or whatever. So they're not just flat, straight up teeth. They're curved, so everything in there curves more, grabs. So far, it's been a lot tougher this way. Yep, there's the mongrels. Peyton being a jerk. Needy little dog. Okay. Flip the beast over. Let's put the gear oil away. Alright, almost back together. There we go. Yeah. Almost need more table when working with this truck. She lives! Something still seems like it's catching. Sweet. Well, hopefully all the tolerances are dialed for that. There we go. X-Max, in theory, fixed. Fixed for now. I'm sure I'm going to break something else, because that's kind of been how this truck has been. Okay. So that's one done. Done-ish. That's all those new parts anyway. There's some X-Max parts. And that's still a good pin for now. And there's my broken pin. There. Well, should be the only messy truck I'm dealing with today. The other two broken trucks aren't near as bad off. The No-J. The not O.J. Simpson. The No-J. Let's get the X-Max off here. There we go. So, two-wheel drive Traxxas Slash BL2S with the clipless body of a Ford Bronco, which I'm not a Ford guy, so I was going through systematically ripping all of the Ford crap off of it, because the previous owner put Ford stickers all over it. Come on. Oh, a little gasket got stuck. Alright, that's why that was being such a bear. So, I guess I could have shown you on the X-Max, but these, I mean, they start off clear, and the guy did it Tamiya pink, but the white inside is Flex Seal, so it gives the body more durability. If you're an RC guy, these bodies get busted up if you're bashing or even racing. I mean, you wreck, and all these folds and bends in the form of the truck will eventually start picking up damage, and you'll eventually start cracking your shell. And generally speaking, they're not terribly cheap. I mean, you can get them for fair deals or whatever, but this is probably a $60 body. And yeah, you don't want it to break too quickly. I mean, you can see the wheel rub right there, because it's all one wheeler peeler. But I flex sealed the X-Max body. I did that one with black flex seal, but well, in our adventures, that got broke because we were doing some leaps off some stairwells, and the missus put that right into a trash can at full tilt because she's got terrible throttle control. But you can see it's the pink Meanie, but I've been calling it No-J because of the Ford Bronco body, and I've got a plan for a video involving this at some point. Just hasn't happened yet because I haven't had time, and I got to get another helicopter, get another RC helicopter at some point to make this video. Is that the way this broke? Seems like that doesn't want to come off. Come on, man. Come on, man. Do some push-ups. Man, that is just... There we go. I should have spares. If not, I've got a donor truck. The NoJ. I think I've got... Those are aluminum cups. Let me see here. There's some rears. I've got like random aluminum parts and random spare parts floating all over the place. I don't really need these anymore now. I'm not really messing with the oil. Like gear oil gets everywhere. I'm not really messing with any more differentials. Of course. Probably will be as soon as I fire that thing up. Probably break the rear. Alright, what do we got in this little bag of goodies? Oh. Oh. I think that's the front left. Yep. Alright. And this guy should be good for the front right. If I'm not mistaken, and I often am. Oh. Which way this is threaded now? It's lower. Throw these on here for now. I've got some TRXs floating around here somewhere too, but for now, these are just cheap Chinese aluminium. It's got some gunk in there. There we go. Yep, smaller. There we go. And done. Sweet. Yeah, I'll steal that hub out of there. I think these are... Jeez. Very broken. But still clearly just the stock plastic. Yep. Push that little pin out of there. Push you out of there. Get out of there. I think that's going to be... just a little shorter than I mean, it'd work. Let me see. Still got that in there. So let's throw the pin. Let's see. YouTube is not, huh? YouTube is not what? Open Studio. Close. Close. Weird. Weird. I don't know what that was all about. YouTube sending me alerts. But this is my first live, so there's a lot I don't know. I don't know most things, in fact. There we go. Broken, broken, broken. I didn't bring pliers in here. Oh, I've got a little wrench over here. Forgot about that. Close. There we go. Yeah, there. I got a broken plastic piece stuck in there. There we go. Oh, man. Is that threaded too? I think so. Alright. Kind of weird if it is. I have to screw this all the way in there to then set a nut on top of it. Very long-winded. Hello! Yeah, I finally got it working. Your brother was in here for a little while. Chatting. He was in chat for a little while. Loads and loads. Just trying to fix a bunch of broken trucks. Guess I should have shut that door. Very, very protective. Just not very bright. Let's see. What you? Nope. Tools in this bag I've never used. The Traxxas toolkit. All right. Alrighty. Crap, I didn't bring the radio in here. I hate testing this. I hate doing this on the servos, but on the radio. Alright. Pin in it. There she be. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw the other one on. This is my other 2-wheel drive slash that I run all the time. Already has TRX parts. Sweet. If anyone goes back and watches this later, I know I'm not talking much and I'm being boring, but I've got no live chatters at the moment, so just kind of chilling. Yeah, you can eat. You want for food? What would you like for food?
I've got pizzas.
Oh, okay. You gonna start making them, or have you already?
Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Is Daniel eating?
I don't know. He is here. He just got back.
Oh,
Now, this thing should be pretty damn durable after this. Hubs. Aluminum hubs are about the only thing aluminum you need. Aluminum arms make your truck a lot heavier, and it winds up taking any damage and transplanting it somewhere you don't really want it. So I've got to replace this on the Max. Because I've got aluminum arms, it transfers all that energy when you wreck into your main freaking bulkhead. The main of your truck winds up taking the beating if you've got aluminum arms. Aluminum hubs of any kind are pretty much all you need, because the plastic arms will flex and not necessarily break your main bulkhead all the time. I mean, on the 2-wheel drive slashes, I've broken several bulkheads now, but that's taken high speed, like 3S, 4S, and running pretty hard into something. This is just BL2S. So it's quick, but it's not really fast. You're only doing like 35, maybe 38 miles per hour in this thing, if you're like really lucky. So an impact, like on anything other than like hard concrete, it'd be fine. Aluminum bulkheads. That's all you really need. The aluminum arms just cause you problems. This is like my third bulkhead on my Max now because of all the aluminum arms. The impact just takes a toll on the bulkhead. So at some point I'm going to put plastic arms back on the Max and just have really pretty expensive aluminum parts taking up space in my spare parts drawer. Actually, I think I'm going to trade them out to my buddy Butch for his wide kit. I think I might have just scored a wide kit for the Max, and he can have the aluminum. And he can sell the truck that's got the aluminum parts on it to somebody else, and they can learn the hard way that aluminum arms are a terrible idea on a basher. Unless you like swapping bulkheads, which I don't anymore. Done it too many times. It sucks. Takes a lot of time. They're not expensive, but it's like a 2-hour project for no reason other than having really nice aluminum parts on your truck. They look pretty, and they're kind of pricey if you buy name brand parts, but they make your truck weigh a hell of a lot more, and unless you're going to do an aluminum bulkhead kit on your truck, which is unnecessary and really expensive if you can find them, kind of pointless. Again, aluminum's pretty, but generally not necessary. Let's see. Let's thread it through this way. But after this truck should be able to take a pretty strong beating without any issues. Come on. There we go. These two-wheel drive slashes are a lot of fun. Certainly can be, especially if you speed them up, make them a little quicker. So awkward. Not used to working on these while having a camera and everything else. Microphone to worry about. Come on. So yeah, with the X-Max fixed, this is almost fixed, and then I have to do a bulkhead on the Max. Do any more? Ah, there you are. Come on. Long-winded screws. There we go. Oh crap! Is someone missing a bearing? Yep. Didn't notice that right away. Guess I'll take these parts out of the old one. Me without a knife. Oh bother. There we go. brought out my bearings today. Yeah, new bearings. Should be that guy. Yep. Wish I would have noticed that first. It's easier to press a bearing before you mount the part in the truck. Idiot. Stimpy, you idiot. Bearings. Pull a piece out real quick so I can press the bearing in. So RCs are fun, but you're gonna break them. You're gonna have to repair stuff and replace stuff. And if you're anything like me, you're gonna have to do that pretty damn consistently. Pretty much every time you take something out, you're gonna want to break it something and having to repair it or replace something. There we go. It's like literally every time I go out with an RC or with RCs, something comes back with some damage, something broken. But I'm okay with that because it's a fun hobby and I enjoy repairing them too. Like, this is fun. It's relaxing. And none of it's really that expensive. The trucks are kind of, can be expensive when you first get into them, but I don't actually own any RCs that are new. Everything I've got secondhand. My sons, theirs are new. Like, they're the only owners of their trucks, but all of my stuff has come secondhand. My airplane is new. I've got an SCX 24 from Axial, little rock crawler. That I bought new. Yeah, I don't think any of my other RCs are new. And they also bought used, so you get them really cheap. Like, this truck was $100 with the BL2S kit from a Minimax in it already, and the body. The only thing I've now done is these aluminum bulkheads on the front. But yeah, like, it's already got the PL, the Proline body, Proline clipless, which I think is actually taking up more time than just going old school 4-pin clips. These stupid screw-on cap things are a bigger pain than I think they're worth. I would much rather have it just be a classic 4-pin body. Way quicker to, swap bodies or take this thing off to access the batteries or whatever. Yep. Not for me. And pin in. Okay. That little guy. Put the tire back on. And the No J Simpson is ready to rock. And I'd already built a sheriff's truck. And then I wound up with this Ford Bronco, the No J. So at some point, I'll get another helicopter, and I'm going to do a No J video with the No J Simpson in a slow speed pursuit by my sheriff's truck with the helicopter. But I think I need to get a helicopter that's got the ability to have a camera so I can make the back and forth video between the No J and the helicopter and police truck. And my police truck, you know, it's got the light kit on it and everything else. There it is. That's the baggie. So that's going to be a fun video to make at some point. A slow speed pursuit, recreating the OJ chase. It's broken. I don't think it is the bag, but whatever. It's bag now. Trash. Another trash. This is the other problem with these stupid clipless bodies. Everything lined up. And screwing this crap down. Could have been done by now with a classic clip body. And there we go. The No J Simpson with aluminum bulkheads. And a ton of trash. Let's see. And this truck is the reason I don't like the aluminum arms. So they look awesome. Double wishbone suspension, front and rear, all aluminum arms, aluminum bulkheads, and because of all of that stiff aluminum, I don't know if you can get in there and see, but the bulkhead is snapped. So because the bulkhead is hard plastic, everything else is aluminum, when you impact on the front tire real hard, say you're doing a backflip and land, or if you're one of my lovable idiot friends who don't know how to run RCs, run into something really hard or roll too many times really hard, you're impacting on this front. Man, I gotta glue my tires too. You impact really hard, it takes all that force and twists you know, front and rear, doing that, all that force up with the front is getting applied to the bulkhead where your front stuff mounts and then twists and breaks. Stupid. This is the second or third bulkhead I've had to replace on this truck because of all this aluminum, which initially when I got the truck I was super stoked because that just looks good. Like everything matching. It's a couple $100 worth of aluminum, matches the blue on my shocks, the blue on the body. Like everything just looks good. Yeah. Tell you break everything. So this will be next. I think I'll start a new live for that. I think I'm going to end this one here. Go get some food. And then come back to working on trucks. So thanks for hanging out. I'm Randy. It's been Tucson, Arizona. I'll catch you on the next one. It's my first live stream. So hopefully I get some more people in on the next one. Well, thanks for hanging out. I'm Randy.